Hello.
Hey.
And welcome to FDI Takeover. I am your host, Alex Smith, and
I am Karen Ryan, your co-host. Welcome.
woo-woo.
FDI.
Oh my God. For people who are listening in, they should definitely see how we're dressed right now. This is like the Miami edition, I guess, since we're down here.
Yes, Miami's, 91 degrees today.
Yeah. And getting hotter every moment.
Every moment.
Especially as we release this podcast.
It's getting hot in here.
Yes.
That's us.
I know. Well, I'm so excited for everybody who's just tuning in for the first time. FDI Takeover is the name of this podcast. This podcast is about fucking doing it. Karen, anything to add?
Fucking do it, because if you don't fucking do it, what are you going to do? Right? So you want to take this next level. You're taking your life to the most extreme, living your best life every single day, guys. Just fucking do it. What are you waiting for? No fears, no failures. It's all about making mistakes and learning and taking that procedure all the way through your journey. What do you say about that, Alex?
It's the exact same for me, in a sense where I'm learning how to take over my life every single step of the way. And learning how to do that is really important. So we're hoping that with this podcast, we're going to be able to inspire people to find the courage to fucking live their dreams and make it all happen themselves, because we all have the power and potential within ourselves to do it. Right. So I am so excited. Oh my God, this podcast is going to be pretty hilarious for us today. So for those who don't have the backstory, we have surveyed friends and family some deep questions that we don't necessarily ask on a day-to-day basis. And Karen, you want to read the question for today?
I would suggest you start with that.
Okay, perfect. So what we're doing today is talking about...
Oh, I remember. Phrases you don't want to hear anymore.
Never again.
Never again. Phrases you
never
want to hear
We have to
again.
talk about these, because if you're one of these people who say any of these phrases, hopefully you'll take a second and think about whether or not you should ever say them to someone again. So important.
It's so important that when you're told these phrases that we're going to share with you, that you think about it. Like, think before you speak. We learned that back in kindergarten. Yeah. Think before you speak. So to say a phrase to somebody or tell them exactly what's on your mind, in certain situations that works, but in other situations, better left unsaid. So
yes, which is a whole reminder. Most of the time, keep your opinion to yourself. Unless go get a podcast. I don't know.
Start from scratch.
Exactly. But wait, before we get into it, why don't we tell everyone a little bit more about yourself, just in general as a person, like what you do for work, how you live your life.
Yeah, I love that. So I will start this conversation on how do I live my life. I live every single day with the attitude of gratitude, having your healthy habits. I'm not perfect on my healthy habits every day, but waking up just for some quiet time in the morning, a little time for meditation, just watching the sunrise, doing a little bit of reading, a little bit of research, just prayer, quietness, whatever. And then once I have that level, that first level of my day started, then I can have my water, have my coffee, my tea, and I graduate up to working out and getting out my day. So healthy habits. My background as far as working is always changing. I'm always opening up new doors of opportunity, serial entrepreneur, tapping my foot into every single footprint that's been laid ahead in store for me to just kind of dive into. Definitely I'm on the health and wellness industry, like mental health advocacy. That's what I'm doing. It's like more mental health, your physical health, and, just being mindful of what you're putting inside your body, your thoughts, words.
So one question that I've been asking people in this day and age that I think is a really fun question to ask people at this point in time is, in what area of your life right now are you finding the most joy?
Oh, my joy would be surrounding myself with the people that I love. Having conversations, definitely being in the presence of people that I love. And if I'm not in the presence of them physically, like we are here together, it's on the phone or FaceTime. So I find that greatest joy, because time is of essence. We're not guaranteed. So I want to have that most precious time with the people I love.
I love that.
How about you, Alex?
So, okay, that's an interesting question. It's always changing. So where I'm finding the most joy right now, I would have to say, is cooking. I would say that, but I'm getting really into the fact of making meals that eventually will turn into something else. So it's like you have the chicken, and then when you're done with the chicken, you make it into a soup, and then after you make it into a soup, it turns into a wrap, and it just like extends its whole life cycle, and it's just amazing. And I'm personally trying to be a lot more mindful about waste. So I've been encouraging myself to make sure that I'm reducing my waste and making more out of my consumption. So that's one of the things that I've been finding the most joy in.
I love that. There's so much joy in cooking. It's a very artistic expression of yourself. And you taking whatever you're making and making the most out of it, again, goes back to your Italian heritage.
I know.
We are very resourceful and use
For sure.
You know, my mom always said, I'm like, what's for dinners? Open the cabinets, open the fridge, figure it out. So you open the cabinets, you open the fridge, you figure it out. Next thing I know, I'm making a soup. You make anything in a soup. Take the bread.
Pretty much the Italian way.
Just everything's a soup.
Just throw it in.
Feed your soul. Yeah. Take the bread, put it in, just a little stale, doesn't matter. Put it inside the oven, make some croutons. Right? Figure it out.
I love that.
Yes.
Okay, I am so excited. Let's get into this. Okay, so
This is a good one.
Yeah. What are some phrases that you never want to hear again? We're going to pull it from the bowl because basically we put all of the different topics that we surveyed, the answers in the bowl, and we're just going to pull out the answers and we're going to talk about it with you all. So, Karen, do you want to do the honors?
I'll go for it because the bowl reminds me of pasta, so that's why we signify it. All of our answers will.
Okay, so hold on. What are some phrases you never want to hear again? Go.
We're out of tequila. Never want to hear we're out of tequila again, especially my favorite tequila. So when you're out of tequila, it's almost like you're out of your best. What I'm trying to say, like your favorite thing. Like we're out, we're having fun. You want your tequila. We're out of your tequila. Well, why are you out of it? Like why didn't you prepare and stock up for it more? Take that a little bit more in depth, people. Think about it. Like, what are you out of? Don't ever be out. Be more prepared, right? A Girl Scout never comes to the table unprepared, nor does a Boy Scout. Have everything in your back pocket figured out. So we're out of tequila. Not gonna work.
It's not really a good look for any restaurant or bar to be out of tequila, especially for girls. When we go out hard, and especially if we're in a squad.
Yeah,
like that wouldn't fly.
Squad,
not today.
tri-power.
Not how we're dressed.
No,
absolutely not.
Give us the tequila, but think about that a little bit more in depth. You don't ever want to be without. You always want to have a backup. Alex, I'm passing the bowl to you.
Okay, let's do it.
And back to the question: what is one phrase you never want to hear again?
Okay, I'm gonna really mix this up because I'm gonna get a good one.
Dun 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 dun. Oh.
I'm too busy to text you back right now. Oh. There are different versions of this that come up with, people that I've had experience potentially dating at some point in time. You're like, oh, so sorry, I've been so busy. No one is busier than me, first of all. And I always find time for the people that I love. I always find time to make sure that I'm checking in and keeping the relationships afloat with the things that matter to me the most.
Yeah.
And I get it. Things come up. But we're just talking about like basic communication in 2022. And this is an interesting one that probably gets me a little bit fired up because we do so much. You're an owner. I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
We do all of these different things. And we still find time to prioritize the things that are important to us.
But is that an excuse?
I don't know what it is. I would actually be really curious to hear from people who are listening. Like, why is this a thing?
Why is it a thing? I'm too busy. I couldn't text.
Honestly, they're probably just not that interested in us, Karen. And that's the reality of the situation. There's no harm in that. But like, please.
No harm, but kind of a shock. You don't want to see what we're up to? I mean, come on now.
Yeah. We're at tequila. We're going crazy.
Yeah. Just a little check-in. But I'm too busy. So I'm too busy to text. I don't think so. I think that your priorities are not about texting or communication. So it's an excuse.
Yeah. Most of the time, I think it's masked with something that's not really being said. And
yeah.
At the end of the day, of course, people are going to understand where you're at and still love you. And we got to give each other grace too. Like sometimes we are really busy, right? So when it comes to friends,
yes,
there are times where I'm too busy to text some friends back or make it happen. And I have to have people in my life that are going to understand this, which is the weird paradox about this particular phrase. So, it's useful, but at the end of the day, like, don't want to hear it when I don't want to hear it.
Exactly.
All right, you got to get it next.
All right, let's see. Get here. I know. I'm trying to get one from the bottom. Okay.
What are some phrases you never want to hear again?
Call customer service.
Will you read that again? Call customer service. I never, ever want to hear that phrase again.
Okay, I'm just going to make this really short and sweet, people. So you have a situation. You go online. You can't figure it out. It gets stuck, right? That little arrow keeps spinning and spinning. You're like, wait, okay, restart my computer, go back, recharge. What's happening? So you scroll and you scroll and you scroll and you Google for the customer service number and you call it, and guess what happens?
Automated service.
Automated service. Press 1 for this, press 2 for that, press 3 if you
For
don't know.
20 minutes
Right,
until you can just
right.
zero,
and then you
zero,
get somebody,
zero.
hi, just go to www. My internet is out. That's why I'm calling you. My phone was stolen. I need help. I don't have access to my computer.
I know.
The Wi-Fi's
This
out.
is the worst. Honestly, I don't ever want to hear it again myself.
Call customer service. No, just get the job done.
Or how about when you go somewhere and they're like, oh, corporate handles that. And it's like, but I'm here. Why can't someone help me?
Help me. And how about this, Alex? We're doing the work for the company, so where's my paycheck?
And then you have to battle your whole way up to the top. And honestly, there is a different type of anger and person that comes out of me going through automated customer service. Like, it truly brings out the worst in me.
A lot of frustration. But I actually find that in a good way, because not like it's in between kind of therapy sessions. So if you have to go through a customer service acquisition like that, you're just like,
oh, I'm being put to the test.
Yeah.
Has everything I learned actually integrating?
Exactly. Keep your boundaries. Keep your mental awareness. Take some deep breaths. Just it's like a recharge almost. So
well, you always have an amazing way of putting a positive spin on everything, because literally calling customer service is the bane of my existence. So
it is the last question
oh my God, rip it
ever
off.
want to hear.
Never want to hear it again. What's
Next.
another phrase we never want to hear again? Throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Why are you not married with kids?
Okay.
This is triggering because I am someone who puts so much work and love and passion into the work that I do. My career has been fortunately full of opportunities, and getting married and having kids was absolutely not the first thing that I feel like I needed to do in my life. I feel like I need to travel the world. I need to live a life like under God and a mission driven, kind of life. I need to figure out how I'm going to serve other people. I need to do all of these other things. I need to have self-love. I need to feel like I'm emotionally, physically, spiritually in a place where I can love myself so much that, it's so easy to love someone else. Not that it's not, but those things have always been the first thing to me. And I can't tell you how many times I meet people when I'm out. Why don't you have a boyfriend? Why are you not married with kids? You're so amazing. I'm like, thank you, but kind of gaslighting me at the same time. Yeah. So don't really appreciate that. But this is something that we have to get away from for sure. We have to go with the flow a little bit more and trust that whatever's meant to be is going to be. I don't wake up any day and think, oh my God, when is my love? Am I ever going to get married? Am I ever going to have kids? No, I'm so rooted in the fact that whatever's meant to be for me is going to be. And I hope that more people find comfort in that, because I think that we've been socially constructed as women to think that at certain ages or certain times we have to be clock ticking, making it happen.
No,
what do you think about this one?
No, I agree 1,000%. I started a family when I was 20. I had, my oldest daughter when I was 20, 22, 24, and I had my son when I was 31. And when people ask, why aren't you married with kids? God bless you not having kids. You are richer and wiser, and you're all into to take care of you. When you have a life to take care of, it's another level of responsibility that never goes away, whether your child is with you or they're not. So it's a huge responsibility. So when I hear people say, when are you getting married? To other women, don't question them. It's going to happen when it happens, and you have to honor somebody's self-worth. And that's what I really appreciate, and what I've learned from you as well, is your self-worth, your self-love for you. I was a mom of 3 daughters, and I didn't even know who I was at the age of 25. I was scrambling around doing so many different things. I didn't know who I was. I really didn't. I was a wife. I was a mom. Who was Karen? I didn't know. So there's a lot to be said in working on yourself, and when the time is right, it's going to happen. But don't ask a woman, why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids? How about, why are you asking me that question?
Exactly. Why don't you have a boyfriend? Why don't you have a girl? It's actually like nobody's business. And at the end of the day, too, you have to also realize that when you're choosing a life of evolution and passion and love for what you do, to be relatable on that level gets a little bit more difficult over time. And that's okay.
Yes.
But I'm just extremely clear about who I will and won't spend my time and energy with. And that's fine. And I'm totally loving being by myself right now and loving this woman that I'm, becoming. And so I'm not worried about,
No.
who, what, where, when.
It's interesting because we have so much similarities and so much alike. Even though I had children, I was still traveling. I went to Europe. I've a couple of times left my kids, with my husband, or left them with, their grandma. Like, I left. Like, I'm still me. I'm still going to take care of me. And as women, we're always trying to find, like, not lose yourself, but find yourself. So sometimes you can lose yourself along the path of having children and being a wife or being in a relationship or being a girlfriend, whatever. You lose yourself and you're trying to find yourself. But once you start on the foundation, which I raised all three of my daughters, and I know you're the same, and a lot of women out there are the same, you start for yourself. And then once you have that full commitment of love and self-worth and self-abundance for yourself, only will you be the better mother. Only will you be the better wife or girlfriend. Only will you be the better partner in that relationship, the better business partner, however it pans out for you. But it's finding that self-love and that self-worth. So, yeah, never ask that question to anybody because they're going to figure it out.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. And the last thing that I'll add on to that is something that motivated me from what you just said is that your relationships and even you as a mother or a quote unquote wife or whatever it may be, that is not your identity. Mm-hmm. I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but that is not your identity. Your identity is something that is completely separate without any of that. It's who you are inside. Your unconditional love for yourself, your desires, your truths, your ideas, your opinions, all of that stripped away. And we get so caught up in that. And we do that with work too. Work becomes our identity. Our role in our relationship becomes our identity. And we have to remember that we have to create space to be our own person. Mm-hmm. And we have to create that environment for us to spread our wings and figure out who that is, which comes back to the whole reason why we're talking about what we talk about, which is fucking doing it.
Fucking doing it.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. I think it's your turn. Let's go.
Go into the pasta bowl.
Yeah. Everything pasta. Everything related back to Italian stuff.
Italian. Okay.
Okay, what are some phrases you never want to hear again, Karen?
You're too nice. Okay. This is triggering on many levels for myself. I know it is for you, even one of my daughters. If anyone asks you, why are you too nice? Ask them, why are you not nice enough? Because nice people don't ask the question, why are you too nice? What's being too nice? Being kind, being compassionate, being loving, accepting, non-judgmental, having a perspective of everything and anything is
Karen,
possible.
all of those things sound like terrible qualities. No, but truly, like people, I've never understood.
You're too nice.
I've never understood this
What, I'm
phrase.
supposed to be bitch?
Yes. Oh, okay. What am I just going to walk around with a chip on my shoulder thinking that every person left and right is about to pull the rug out from underneath me? I don't want to live my life that way.
No.
Why would I want to do that? That sounds like a stressful, fearful type of life that does not serve in the light of giving and receiving love, compassion, or any of those things that we actually need to cultivate more in this life.
That phrase, you're too nice, is to deflate your balloon of happiness and pleasantness. I mean, it is just to deflate you. And anybody who wants to deflate you is not there to help elevate you. So that's the person you need to unplug and throw away.
And the other thing that's baked into this particular phrase, you're too nice, is people mistake kindness for weakness all the time. Yeah. Can't even tell you how many times that this has happened to me.
Little do they know that the weakness, there is no weakness, there's bravery, and there's so much strength in it. And
I
it's
know.
Like, I'm nice because I'm able to be nice because guess what? I forgive you already before even making that statement. I forgive myself.
Right.
I live with no guilt, no fear, no shame. So I'm
not going to attach these negative emotions onto
Ever.
me that don't end up helping me progress forward, period.
Period.
Which is something that we all have to remember as we navigate this world, because at the end of the day, we have a choice to choose how we respond to every situation and respond to other people, strangers, the people that we love. And so, I mean, I will not live this life jaded. I've been through some shit. You've been through some shit.
Yeah.
Every day I wake up and choose kindness, and
Amen.
I choose to be nice, and I would rather be nice and, get my heart broken here and there, or have these things happen to me. Guess what? Those things are going to happen either way.
Absolutely.
So I'm still going to choose a different path.
Always.
And I'm not going to let those things break my spirit and become a different person. That's just not who I am. And I hope that other people don't think that they have to be that kind of certain way because of what's happened to them. Because that is something that you can reverse. And literally your nervous system will thank you, because you won't be walking around with so much stress and anxiety and fear that this person or this place or this thing is just going to come after you. That's hard on your body.
It's hugely hard on your body. You're right. Your nervous system, you can watch people's body language. You can tell when somebody's like kind of slumped over.
Yes.
And they're right, their posture, and you can tell they're so heavy on something. Roll your shoulders back, heart forward, just keep, everything level. And it's not pretending. I know one of the questions we don't have, and there was something that said, I was told, why are you so fake? I've never been fake. I've always been real with who I am.
So fake. That's such a weird question.
Why are you so fake? Like, why are you so fake? Like, you
What
fake
an
it.
assumption.
Yeah. Okay. Take that back. I'm not going to go there. It's burial time. No,
Burial.
You literally have to think about the way you speak to people, and being too nice. You can never be too nice. This world needs more kindness, needs more love, needs more reassurance. People need to feel nurtured. And if we are of the essence of being humans and having that compassion, that nurturingness about us to share with others, why wouldn't you? Why do you want to be mean to someone or be rude to somebody? There's all of that in the world. You don't want to do that. I had a situation. I was going to Walgreens yesterday, I think it was, and someone was asking for money, and I had my wallet in a car. I didn't have any cash on me. I was like, sorry, I don't have any cash. But I was a little bit abrupt of what I said, and I was like, hey, something happened to me, and the guy's like, I hope you have a better day. It's looking at people with that compassion, like you don't know what somebody else is going through, right? We're not victims, we're victors in my eyes. Like at the end of the day, you're not going to see me being a victim, like help me. No, I'm going to be the victor. I conquered the day as best as I could with what I was given that day, and then go to sleep, start all over again the next day. So
Yes.
I'm going to continue to be nice.
I'm
despite the
same
question.
Here. I'm putting a stake in the ground
Despite
right
the
now.
question. Why are you too nice? I just am.
Because I wouldn't want to be any other way.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, good question, Alex. Pasta bowl time.
Yes. So what are some phrases you never want to hear again?
I love this.
I know, me too. This is a really
Remember,
good
I wanted you
episode.
to play Scrabble with me, and you're like, not going to play Scrabble, but we'll play this.
I know. You always talk about Scrabble. I never play. Okay, so this is one. Why are you so aggressive? There. What are you?
I'm going to just take this one for the sec.
Go.
Why are you so aggressive? First of all, being aggressive is having confidence, standing up for yourself. Aggressiveness, not in the form of assertiveness, but being aggressive and holding firm to what your beliefs, your ethics, your values are, is a sign of strength. There's aggression with strength. There's aggression with your will, your power, the assets that you have within you that are here to provide you to live the best life that you possibly can. Aggression is a sign of strength. It's a sign of confidence. It's a sign of posture. It's a sign of your voice, all of that, your voice.
I think we have to unpack what aggression and aggressiveness means.
Yes.
Aggressiveness gets a very negative connotation, which, by definition, it is something that is on an extreme spectrum, right? So we have to look at things on a spectrum always. But we mistake, the issue with this is that we mistake being aggressive with someone being confident. Because, for instance, the workplace wasn't always built for women to be in empowerment and leadership positions and to stand up for themselves and to lead a certain way. And so I see this a lot being a woman in leadership. And because I am assertive and I say, this is what we need to do to be able to get to where we need to go. This is X, Y, and Z that needs to change. And if we do X, Y, and Z, we'll be able to produce X outcome. And if we're not delivering on that, we have to be able to understand why. And the fact that I'm being assertive oftentimes gets completely rewired to me being aggressive.
Yes.
For me coming in and people thinking like, oh, Alex has a hot button on her. Like she's like really, it's like, no, I'm communicating clearly. But part of this is also culturally this big shift that's happening as more women come into power that we have to overcome constantly. We are constantly getting mistaken all the time for our leadership and the way that we communicate as being aggressive. And this is something that needs to get stopped in the tracks, line in the sand, no more. And we need our counterparts, especially our male counterparts, to be more mindful about this and how we use this phrase. It's really important that we don't trip this up.
Yep. No, it makes complete sense. More support and more empowerment on that. I have found that as well in the workplace. I take a role of leadership, of like a management position, a leadership. I've been told so many times, oh, Karen came off so rough. Karen said this, Karen said that. There is an aggressiveness to what I'm saying because I'm planting both my feet on the ground. Get this done. You know, I help businesses achieve their highest goal of being placed in the marketplace, expanding their wings, branding companies, branding businesses to the next level. I have been told so many times I'm so aggressive and then been asked to apologize to somebody. I'm not going to apologize for something that I didn't do wrong. And I don't do things wrong because I lead with intention. So I have no apologies about the way that I spoke to you. I'm bringing it to your attention that this is your business and you're going to lead it the way you're going to lead it, or you're going to take my advice and mentorship and leadership and produce for your client what they're asking for you to do. So there isn't an aggressiveness. It just means it's just me being loyal to myself and being loyal to my work ethic. I'm never going to back down off that. So
Exactly. And the
Never
other
back down.
reality of the situation is you don't get what you don't fight for. I'm going to say that one more time. You do not get what you do not fight for. So nothing is going to be handed on a silver platter to you. Nothing is going to fall from the sky and just drop into your lap and, okay, here we go. You have to fight for the things that you feel that you deserve. And I've constantly do that in the workplace. I spend majority of the time showcasing my self-worth, my work, my outcomes, and hoping that that continues to move the needle, because the reality is that I'm still one of the very few women that I've ever met in sales leadership, working in technology, and it gets smaller and smaller at the top. I have never, in the last 11 years, I've never worked for a female boss in sales.
wow.
I am going to be that person for people. Yes, I will.
Yes, you are.
But that doesn't come with a whole obstacle. I'm constantly getting questioned on whether or not I'm ready for these kind of roles, whether or not, am I ready? Oh my God, I've been doing laps around y'all for years, but you just can't see it.
Yes.
But that type of energy, that kind of confidence, that kind of surety comes off as quote unquote aggressive. So we're going to
Just rip it up, Alex.
We're done.
Bye.
We are so done with that one.
It's called passion. We're going to take the aggression and put it into passion.
And be assertive and a clear communicator, because everybody benefits from that.
Everybody does.
Clear boundaries. Here we go.
Clear boundaries. Really?
It's really jacked up about that one.
I love that. Why are you so surface level?
Oh.
Now, that may not be a common question for people to be
Hey,
asked.
let's unpack that.
Let's unpack this fast, okay? I'm going to unpack it faster than I would on a Christmas morning getting one of my gifts open from Santa. Unpacking this shit. So why are you so surface level? Here's the thing, people. We all have a level of, I'm going to talk about sanity for a second. We all have our sanity, levels. You can be here, whatever. So if you think about it, why are you so surface level? Why are you that bottom feeder that just scraping by, getting whatever has to be done at like 60, like, I don't know, think of it like getting grades in high school, like a D versus an A. Why are you just like getting that D plus just going by? No, knock it up a few notches. Why are you so surface level? Why is this so like complacent for you? Why don't you want to work harder in your life or better yourself in a certain way? Hire yourself. Be your own boss and hire yourself and evaluate where you want to be and what you're doing. People are surface level. They just scrape by doing like the basics. Or what I have found recently in some of our antics and meeting other people when we're out, people come up with these like short, like little, what do you call them? Like catchphrases or something?
One-liners?
Like one-liners? Like,
Are they,
yeah, it's
pickup lines? I have no idea.
can you hold my dog while I get a beer or something like that? Like, it's so surface level. How about hi, nice to meet you? Like, what do you do for a living? You know, what brings you here tonight? Wow, I love you guys knowing each other. Anything. There's so much more to communication, but when you're surface level, you're just scraping by. And that's the biggest point I want to make. So many of us are just scraping by. How many Americans today are living off credit cards? How many Americans today are not taking their full creativity and their potential to the full level, furthering yourself in education, furthering yourself around the people that you want to be with, taking that trip, taking that vacation? Why are you just surface level and just scraping by?
It's crazy that we have so much of that right now when we have more access to self-learning than we've ever had the opportunity with things like YouTube and the internet, just the internet in general. We have so much opportunity to self-teach in so many different ways, but we oftentimes continue to just do what feels comfortable. And I think that's where, you know, these surface level type of conversations and interactions are coming from. And let me tell you something, the people who are going to follow FDI, we are not surface level people. This is a community for people who are trying to raise the vibration and get rid of surface level shit and have these deep conversations about who we are and what we stand for and what we're all about. And it's about elevating each other. And you don't get there by just having these, hi, how are you? Good kind of conversations. No, I want to know what you've been through. What makes you who you are? How do you define yourself? Like, these are the things and questions we should be asking ourselves. And we have to build more leadership around this because we are the future leaders for other people.
Yes.
People need so much help right now that there is an urgency for surface level shit to be out the door.
Out the door. There is a huge urgency.
It's a wild world right now.
Wild. And you can notice when you're walking outside or you see people, you can see the living, the walking, living, and the walking dead. People that are walking dead, you could see it in their face and their skin and their body language. Like, they're just the surface level, they're just being bottom feeders, doing whatever it takes just to get from point. Like zombies. We're not meant to live like that. We're meant to live in abundance for our own lives. And intellect, on an intellectual level, if I'm not intellectually stimulated, we talked about this. I can't even have a conversation with you because I want to get not surface level. I want to get deep. I want to peel away the onion. I want to take those layers away. I want to find out who you are. What, like you said, what have you been through? Tell me something about you, not just the basics. And the more in depth we get with other people, the more in depth we get with ourselves because we learn from each other. We play off each other. So when you're telling me about your life, it can, just go back into things that I've been through and like take me back in my journey and start to reminisce about things that we have in common, I don't know. It's so much. It really gets tripped up in my head. I'm going to be really honest with you. It's like all in my head right now, all these different thoughts are coming up. But to be surface level is really capping yourself out when you're really meant to live limitlessly. So sky's the limit. You are meant to live limitlessly. Like, it's all trapped up in here.
It is. Yeah. And the thing is we mistake that having contentment, so being okay with where we are and what we're doing, does not mean complacency. Yeah. It does not mean like I'm just settling for this one to the next bullshit life where I just do this and clock in and clock out and do the motions and go here and go there and that's about it. Okay, so we have to also remember that being content is a great way to celebrate being present. That doesn't necessarily mean you're on that surface level shit. You're at peace with where you are. You're aware of the present moment.
Yes.
But it's not you throwing in the towel.
How many people give up?
That's when you are choosing to live a surface level life and have surface level conversations and do the same shit over and over again, same club, same restaurant, same routine, that is going to get really old. And then you're going to wonder, where did your soul go?
And where'd your life go? Where'd your time go? Time passed by. 10 years went by. 15 years went by. You're doing the same stuff.
You gotta check this shit quick.
Check it.
This is an urgent one.
This is a 911 emergency.
Yeah, 911.
All right.
Okay, let's do this.
Possible time.
All right. So what are some phrases you never want to hear again? You should smile more. Oh, gosh. this is such a funny one because I've gotten this actually like quite a bit in the gym.
Resting bitch face.
Yes. So I have this amazing personal trainer who, Luciana, she is incredible. She is a wellness IFBB pro. I am honored to be able to work out with her every single day. Anyways, she has taught me so much about working out. I get super into our workouts and super into the motion, and I'm working hard. I'm not sitting there thinking about how cute my hair looks or how great, happy. And, I'm working out my body. I'm concentrating on my muscles. I'm concentrating on my breathing. And I get to, hey, we smile a little bit. I'm like, I'm in the middle of a rep and someone is coming up to me telling me that I should smile more. I'm like, I should just, whatever. Practicing, managing, regulating those emotions. But this is a ridiculous one. Women, there is an idea that women should be a certain way, that we should act a certain way.
Yes.
I don't understand what it is. It seems like they always want you to be happy. They always want you to be in a good mood and pleasant and smiling. And what is up with that, Karen?
Well, here's what's up with it.
What is up?
From my years of experience, I have come across this. Men want us to be happy. They want us to please them.
Which I love.
Which I love too, because if you think about it, again, I'm going to get real here with everybody. We all come from a woman. We all come out of a vagina, to be honest with you. That's how we enter this earth. And men find us as women. We're nurturers. We're there to nurture. We're there to like make you feel good and, be happy. But it's hard to always put a smile on your face when you're going through the everyday emotions and things that are happening during the day. It's really hard, but men expect us to be happy and smile and everything is okay. But then yet we tend to like just keep our feelings inside, and then we're not expressing ourselves. And then you know what happens? Pent up anger. So we start to hold things inside, and now we're regretting pleasing somebody else, our men, our children, our friends, our boss, our work, whatever, community, and we're holding it all inside. At one point, you're going to explode. I've exploded thousands of times in my life. So I could finally regain this, hold on myself that it's okay to release my emotions, but I'm not going to just be putting a happy smile for you. If I don't feel like smiling, it's not a good day. It's not a good day. And you're going to hear about it.
Yes. And the Stepford Wife movie.
Oh.
Do you remember? That's a real thing.
Okay, I lived that life for real. Okay, not as extreme, but
so you were like a robot about to blow up.
Well, actually,
you were.
I would wear a robe to go take my kids to school, and I was like, I'm in my car. I drove a Tahoe. I had my robe on, my fur coat, my cup of coffee, my sunglasses, and dropped all my kids off at school. And I was at Stepford Wife. Went home, took off the coat, took off the sunglasses, had the robe on, drank my coffee, cleaned the house, went to work out, did my charity work, whatever, came back home, and it looked really pretty, all ready to go out for a cocktail hour in the evening. So I played that role for a long time, and my happiness was depleted because all I was doing was keeping up with everybody else. Yeah. All the socialite
And what
things.
happens when the kids get older?
The kids are gone. And you've lost yourself, and now you're trying to regain yourself. However, in my case, I didn't let that fully happen. Regained my strength and brought myself back up and started getting a personal trainer, really started manifesting and realizing not going down that bottom feeder surface level path. But a lot of women do, and it's sad because they think that things are always going to be okay, and sometimes they're not.
And we need to normalize this so much. And just because we're not smiling or just because we're not happy 24/7, like we have to learn how to deal with that.
Yeah, you're going to lose your job. Your husband or your partner's going to lose their job. There's going to be a death in the family. You're going to lose money. You're not going to be able to take that vacation you wanted. Something is going to happen to your health or a loved one's health. Things are going to happen. So you can't just put that pretty little face and, hey, everything's going to be okay. And, oh, I'm great. Everything's fine. For years, I lived like that. I'm good. It's good. I'm good. Everything's good. It wasn't good. It caused so much pain on me. And for me to fight through that, to get to where I am today, it took a lot of personal check-ins with myself and motivating myself, but surrounding myself with good people. And I'm so grateful for everyone who did bring me to this point that I am in my life, because I couldn't do without the Stepford Life way of living, and that fakeness is not going to happen. I don't live like that.
Yeah.
No.
So don't tell us to smile.
I'll dress like it. I'll dress like it, but I won't live like it.
If it's not classy or sexy, you're not doing it.
If it's not classy or sexy, I'm not doing it. If you got a problem with it, email me.
Especially because you don't have a phone right now.
I'm missing the phone, guys. Go ahead, 72 hours. No phone. Oh, great one.
Okay.
Ask the question, please. Yeah.
What are some phrases you never want to hear again?
Oh, you're too much. I've been told I've too much probably since I was in second grade when the nuns would tell me to be quiet, to sit on my hands.
Nuns.
Nuns. I went to Catholic school. I had nuns.
Slap that hand on the wrist.
Slap the hands, sit on your hands. They would say to me, Karen, you're not going to get anywhere in life with the mouth like that. Well, hello to FDI. Fucking do it.
Yes.
Takeover podcast.
Look at you now.
Sister Julia, here I am.
Yeah. Okay. God bless you.
Hey, made it. So, yeah, you're too much. Too much, but not enough. I will always bring to the table too much energy, too much love, too much compassion, too much empathy, too much everything. Everything. I'll bring too much always because I'm always going to be that person that's going to take it over the top. I have so much love and so much willingness for life and to live. I've got so much love for life. I will always bring it to be too much. If I'm too much, you're not enough. So work on it.
That's it.
Work on it.
Equal or better. I'm not doing anything less.
Don't call me. Don't text me. Email me.
Because we talked about this in some of our previous podcast episodes, that misery loves company. And the thing is that when you are shining bright, when you are making changes, when you're doing the hard work of letting go the dead weight and doing the work that you need to go forward towards your truest desires and dreams and build the life that you want to live, most of the time, you're going to have people that are going to be questioning you and telling you how you should or shouldn't be. And one of them might be when I'm a very ambitious person. I have a lot of goals for myself, and I have found family, loved ones, everybody, you name it, you're doing too much. You're doing too much.
Always.
Oh, you're doing podcasts, you're doing a YouTube channel, you're doing photo shoots, you have multiple businesses, you do this and that. And they're like, oh, they're concerned. I'm like, you shouldn't be concerned. You should be supporting.
Okay. I love all of you, all of our friends and family. However,
we love you.
The supporters are coming from the people that we're just meeting and people that are really engaging in who we are because they see our true self. Friends and family love us, but they also have seen us through our journey and making our mistakes, and they're a little skeptical of that, which is okay.
Yes,
but
that's
love. But be skeptical from afar. I don't need to hear it. I don't want to hear. I already know him too much, so I already know him too much. Don't ask me that question again.
Yeah. Well, no. So there was that one point in my life where I was for sure that I wanted to go and travel for a while. And I knew that I was going to quit my job. I knew I was going to sell my things. I knew that I was going to do all of these things. And I knew that I was taking a very non-traditional path. I didn't know anybody else that was choosing to do what I was going to do at the time. My family members didn't talk to me. I had people think that I was literally going off the deep end. Oh, yeah. There was at one point I moved into an ashram and I studied yoga, breath work, and meditation for 6 months. And people's first reaction was just like, oh my God, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This is too much. You're joining a cult, they said. I was like, this is insane. We have one life to live.
That's it.
You should be doing the most.
Doing everything.
Of course, not at the sacrifice of your mental or physical health.
No.
We have to be mindful about that because if you don't have that, you have nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. But that is just one of those phrases that I've heard a lot that I think is not something that's going to encourage us. And I think there's going to be a lot of ambitious people who are going to listen to this podcast. There's going to be people who are wanting to do things for themselves. And you have to know that you doing too much is the best thing that you could do for yourself.
Oh, it absolutely is. And I'm saying this too with love and light, that the most you can do for yourself is to keep going. Okay, despite what other people say. So if someone says you're too much this, you're too much that, you don't do this, don't forget about it. That's just their opinion of you. But I say this with so much love that the more you can do for yourself, the better off you're going to be. You get one life. You don't have the expiration date of when it's going to be. But why wouldn't you want to live to your fullest potential no matter what, despite the things that come your way? It's not going to be all rainbows and lollipops out there. Yeah. You're going to have shit happen in your life. People are going to leave you. People are going to cheat on you. People are going to lie to you. People are going to die on you. Things are going to happen. You're going to have situations where everything's taken away from you and you've got to start all over again. Well, do it. And fucking do it with the people around you that empower you. And stop having the dead-weighted people around you, because people that make you feel bad about yourself are the people that need to work on themselves. So.
Love it. I think we might be the last one, right?
Oh, it is the last one.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so the last phrase we never want to hear again. Go through the automatic service.
Okay.
This is coming back to
the customer service, but it's true. Everything's automated now. On the computer, on the phones, it's automated. How many of you out there are like me, crazy like me, and you go on the phone?
Cookie?
Yeah, look, kooky. And 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Press 1 or press 2. 0, 0. If you do it like 15,000 times, you might get through to the operator, but they're so smart now. They cut you off. You got to make the call back again. Everything's through an automated service. It's almost like people don't want to work anymore. It's the same thing when you go shopping at the stores. There's all these lanes.
So bad.
Only 2 people are there.
It's so bad. I think this goes back to taking pride in the work that you do.
Well, and go to work, because if there's, I'm sorry, Alex, but if there's automated services, everything's automated. We need more people working.
We do. And I have a really interesting relationship with this because I work in technology and I work in machine learning, and I have a love-hate, also keeps me up at night kind of relationship with the fact that we're always trying to optimize things from a technology standpoint, and we are trying to reduce overhead of people usage towards these things. And I think that there is an important balance that we're going to need to discover about tech and the way that we use things to optimize our life. This is, I mean, this also comes back to our communication style. And this is a huge red flag for the fact that most people don't even communicate it anymore on the phone or in person. Everything's done through dating apps and texting and, all of these different things. Yeah. And everything feels so contrived that there's no more real connection or conversation or deep level, surface level shit. This is one of the things that just turbos surface level shit. We've got to get rid of it.
Bye.
We're done.
Oh, okay.
So much fun. Oh my God, this was a great episode.
It's always great. I mean, it's so fun. It's just getting greater because the message is always so intense. Like, we lead with passion, we lead with our hearts. It's always an intense message, so it's never too much. And
yes, we so appreciate. We love you all so much. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Fucking do it. We hope that you enjoyed this session, and we can't wait to see you next time.
Can't wait to see you soon.
Peace and love.
Bye.